Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This is the Night Parade Podcast, the show where we shine light on the dark.
That's right.
Each episode, we present to you a case on all things true crime and paranormal.
Yes, sir.
As always, we'll be your hosts. My name is Glenn.
And my name is Jan.
And we work together here with the team at Night Parade Studio to bring you the show. Oh man. Today's episode.
Yep.
We're going to be discussing this guy, Randy Stair.
We're going to take a look at his madness throughout his career. Well, starting with his YouTube career and always and almost every time ending with a tragic loss of life or lives. Now, we don't want to put any attention towards these shooting that much because we found out that it inspires more shootings, which is kind of like sickening to think of or to know, you know?
It's true.
So,
it's true.
Yeah, and unfortunately there's always victims in those type of shootings. And
almost always.
Well, let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, so did you watch Danny Phantom as a kid?
Yes, I love that show. Come on, man. Going through walls, with some type of, with a group of, friends that you fight kind of like crimes with. Yeah, that was pretty cool stuff when I was younger, growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty cool. It was kind of like edgy for its time.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I liked it.
It revolved around, I don't know. To me, it's kind of cool because it revolved around like death. It kind of kept death as like a light topic. Yeah. So that's kind of what drew my attention.
And there was actually also a bunch of like conspiracy theories revolving around Danny Phantom, which we would not get into today because that is not our topic. But if you guys want us to cover those conspiracy theories about Danny Phantom, I would gladly do my research on those.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you know the girl Ember from Danny Phantom?
Yeah, I remember Ember. She was like a little rock star kind of like character in Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
I remember that.
She was like a pop icon or something like that, and she was a ghost.
Yeah, kind of bitchy.
Yeah. She was like rebellious. That was her character. Exactly. Do you know who else liked her?
No.
This guy, Randy Stair.
Yeah, he liked her, huh?
Yeah, he liked her a lot. And to say he liked her is just a huge understatement. Because he was, oh my God, he was obsessed with this two-dimensional character.
Kind of like fanboying about, like,
okay. Yeah, okay. Fanboying is another huge understatement.
Okay.
He was obsessed with her.
Oh my God.
Obsessed. So much so that he created a fictional universe based around her.
Really?
Yeah.
So he made a whole universe around this character that is part of Danny Phantom show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever read like fan fiction?
Yeah.
Yes, it started like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was apparently his first crush.
Oh no. Oh man.
He said she helped him cope through many struggles in life.
Right. How?
Right. It's funny to think about.
Yeah.
But like to him, this was a reality.
It's like his part of it of some sort.
Yeah.
Wow.
He claimed that he knew her before his birth.
Wait. Okay, pause right there. How do you know someone before your birth?
When they weren't even created yet.
Right. That's interesting. Okay.
Before the tragic event, which is the climax of this episode, he actually videotaped everything.
Did he?
Yeah. He it was like journal entries, his thoughts, his fantasies about death.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, and there were plenty of clues about what was to happen. And what's interesting about this case is nobody really paid attention to him.
Right. Okay. He's almost like he's saying what he wants to do, but no one's taking it seriously.
Exactly.
Which is really dangerous if you really think about it. Because there are a lot of people out there who does these kind of dark jokes, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
But you know how some jokes there are always some truth behind it. That's pretty crazy to think about. That nobody notices kind of like action going towards that evil path.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Exactly.
Dang.
Because, wow, like...
Yeah, because, I mean, he basically got lost in his delusion of, you know, being part of that anime world type thing.
Yeah.
And I guess that, you know, that leads to eventually losing your sanity, your you know, attachment to the real world, kind of, you know. But how did he get this way though?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
That is a great question. So let's talk about his early life. He was born in Pennsylvania in 1992. His parents were Robert and Lori Ann. And he was said to be a very, very shy child.
Okay.
He preferred to be alone at all times. So, you know, pretty introverted.
Yeah, which is weird because most of the kids that I played with back then or that I knew, we would always be out and about and just, you know, find whatever kind of fun we could have fun with. And
it's usually the case where kids like to socialize with other kids. That's what they want. I mean, every once in a while you'll get a kid that won't really.
That is true.
Is very introverted and
That's
won't
true.
really want to talk to other kids.
Yeah.
And I mean that doesn't necessarily like mean that they're a bad person, that they'll grow up to be a bad person either. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I know a bunch of introverts who are they just want to be in the house. You know? They just enjoy the, you know, the comfort of their own home, which is good. I have nothing against that. I love chilling in my house. Yeah.
Right. As we said, he was a huge fan of Danny Phantom. And over time there were obvious signs that he had social anxiety, as we said. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't go out. I mean, obviously
he didn't want to talk to people. He liked being alone.
Right.
But he was never diagnosed with any kind of mental condition.
Again, that's dangerous.
It is dangerous because, like, when these things are left untreated, you know, like they can have some serious consequences.
Especially unknown to their family members too, right? They wouldn't know how to help them.
Yeah.
Going back to the case that we covered actually with the I think it was Janet Moses, right? How they had no clue whether she was mentally ill or not.
Right.
And like I said, with that being, you know, undiagnosed, there's definitely a case where their families can be like, whoa, what is going on right now? I don't know what's happening to my babies. You know,
absolutely.
That's very dangerous.
Absolutely. As an adult, he was just as introverted. Yeah, he had very, very few friends, and he never really dated anybody either. He hated group projects in school, but, you know, he actually found YouTube pretty early.
Okay, he was one of the, basically, I would, you know, for lack of better words, OGs of YouTube, I guess.
A little bit.
Yeah. He had a big part in it.
He was pretty young when he started, I think about 15.
Okay.
So he decided to start a YouTube channel called Pioneer Productions.
Yeah.
And this was in 2008. And he started making comedy skits for this channel.
Right.
And it revolved around like three main characters. Which were him, Froggy, which was a stuffed frog, and Whale, which is a stuffed whale. He found Froggy at like a garage sale.
Okay. He just cleaned it and started using it for his skits.
Yeah.
It's very innovative, creative.
A little bit. Yeah, he's pretty creative in that sense, for sure. 2010, Randy's first job at McDonald's.
Okay. So he did have a other job. Other than YouTube, because I would say I guess he wasn't getting paid yet at this time, or
most likely.
I mean, back then there wasn't really much of a YouTube sensation like we did today, right? Because I mean, we did have those influencers per se, but it didn't really revolve around like contents and stuff like that. It was just a bunch of random stuff being thrown at us most of the time.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
He quit his job at McDonald's after 3 hours.
Oh my goodness! Here I am talking about he got another income and stuff like that. He quit after 3 hours. What a legend, dude! Yeah, okay, not a legend, but wow, the nerve. Man,
well, I mean, it just shows like he's not really like putting in the effort.
Yeah, the work ethic in this guy is not there. He really doesn't want to put the work in to really be part of let's say another world. Right? And being part of the real world, communicating to other people. I mean, dude, you start working at McDonald's, for surely you're gonna talk to people, right? Whether they're gonna make you do cashier or cook in the back, you're still gonna talk to someone out there. So I guess he hated that part of his job.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, 3 hours, dude. That's some tired. I cannot even imagine myself quitting after 3 hours.
It must have been that bad for him, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Months after, his dad gets him a job at the Wise supermarket at Eaton Township, Pennsylvania. Starts working for a while, and he actually becomes the manager.
Oh, he did become a manager there.
Yeah.
I thought it was his dad who was a manager there first.
Oh,
was it?
I thought that. In the videos that I saw.
Okay, I got
said
you.
that in 2011, Randy finally becomes a paid YouTube partner.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, and he had dreams of becoming a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And these something like that can go a long way for somebody with those kinds of aspirations.
For sure. I mean, once you become a YouTube partner, that's when everything should start popping off, right? He's gonna start getting paid for all the contents that he's putting out there, which is really good for him. He doesn't have to work at the supermarket anymore.
He doesn't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
But, who knows?
Right.
Yeah, but he's just starting to get paid at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And soon he would graduate high school and start attending community college.
Mm-hmm.
He purchased an iMac and began collaborating with other YouTubers in the genre. And he dabbled a little in creating other types of content too, like gaming.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah, but nothing really stuck.
Right.
But then he found his obsession with Amber. I keep saying Amber. It's Ember.
Ember. It's Ember Heard, man. She got us all in the loop.
Yeah, everything's going on with her
Well,
these
she's
days.
not relevant anymore, so Ember it is. Okay.
Well, Ember McClain. This is where he began his strange, delusional world with her. And, a couple of songs were released for Ember on the show. When these songs were released officially on the YouTube website, Randy became obsessed with her and her music.
Really?
Yeah, so that's how we found her.
I didn't know that she released, actual songs.
Obviously,
I know. Obviously, it's from the show too, and stuff like that, making a whole kind of theme for her.
Yeah,
but wow, you're really obsessed over her music.
Wow. Yeah. In one of his videos, he states that he felt a deep connection with Ember. Mm-hmm. He says they understood each other and had feelings for each other.
Oh man, that's tough.
So, right here is we're going to show you a video of Randy and his thoughts on Ember.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, let us know what you guys think of his thoughts on Ember, because it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting.
All right, so in 2013, it was a really bad year for Randy.
I believe that's when his close friend passed away. His name was Matt, from a tragic accident, right?
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, he would lose his grandfather as well, which is another kind of heavy, kind of not a burden on you, just the emotion that
yeah, absolutely. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. And on top of that, his basement got flooded, and he was also in a car accident, but luckily he escaped unharmed.
Yeah.
Right? So all in all, 2013 was just really, really a downing year for him. Yeah. A bunch of stuff happened.
Pretty rough.
Losing a friend, I cannot imagine, because that is crazy, right? Those friends that's been part of your life for as long as you can remember, and suddenly they're just, gone. That takes a big toll on you. And then on top of that, the grandfather. So it's just a whole mess for him in 2013.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
After these events, though, he started heavily analyzing his thoughts on death. These thoughts would ultimately consume him. Randy's other obsession also began to consume him as well. Ember McClain. As we said, he's created his fantasy universe revolving around her, which is Ember's Ghost Squad, or EGS for
EGS.
short. It's a fan-made spin-off of Danny Phantom, obviously. It stays true to the original art and true to the original storyline. Randy's squad of ghosts seek to recruit suicidal people.
What?
Yeah, that was the premise of
That's kind of dark,
this
man.
thing. It is.
I don't think I would be watching that on your channel. Like, that's really weird.
Yeah, it's pretty morbid theme. Then in 2014, Randy decided to kill off the stuffed animals, the only other characters in his YouTube channel, ending Pioneer Productions. So he could finally focus on animating EGS.
Okay, now he's actually fixating on one theme,
Yeah.
which is the EGS animations. Okay.
During one episode, he literally kills the stuffed frog by stabbing it with a knife.
Jesus.
And during this event, he actually accidentally lacerates his pinky finger.
Oh my Jesus.
And this would require 3 corrective surgeries to fix. And his pinky would never fully recover, staying permanently bent.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just it's weird, to be honest with you.
really weird. Mm-hmm.
In the final episode of the series, he sits in the dark having a deep conversation with Ember, reminiscing about the past, and then he burns a box filled with a stuffed frog and whale inside. I guess it's kind of like a symbolic
Kind of like a
thing for him.
cremation for the end and the beginning, I suppose. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
From this point, he took on the name Andrew Blaze. He actually hated his birth name. Then in January 2016, his content became a lot more edgy and twisted. He would share his dark thoughts about the world. He would share his thoughts about the women he's been seeing and how she helped him find the way. See the way.
Ember. Man, at this point, Randy's condition seems to be getting worse. You know, he started to see the afterlife as a magical place where anyone can do whatever they want. He believed that everyone received a soul contract to do something in life. Once they accomplish it, they die. So he thought that he was meant to die so he could be with Ember in the afterlife.
Yeah.
He believed that EGS was real and that, he would join them as well. He created Twitter profiles for each EGS characters, conversations with each other. You basically retweeting this the screenshots of the conversations as if it's actual real people. They all talk to each other frequently, but it's just basically all Randy, right? So he's talking to himself, and
wait, hold up. So he's created these Twitter posts
for his characters.
These Twitter profiles.
Yeah,
For these characters.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And start making conversations within the group, which is basically just him.
Yeah.
Wow. And this actually scared some of the fans with the excessive violence and morbid themes in each episodes, but again, nobody actually reported it. They didn't see it as something wrong with this guy. Then he learned animation, basically, getting better, and animated EGS almost entirely by himself. I'm not sure if you know how to animate, but I've tried animating, especially for this channel, and it's hard. It's really hard. So for him to be having that type of skill to animate his own type of show.
So I guess it shows that he does have kind of a work ethic,
right,
towards things that he's obsessed with.
Exactly. So I think it's the drive that once he fixated on something, he has to do it. Now, he hired a voice actor to play the girls, and he actually created several episodes to EGS. He really wanted to share his content to a large audience, or with a large audience, but no one really took any interest. I mean, come on. It was very morbid and very dark. So not even kids would want to watch that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure he had some type of audience, but
there's an audience there for.
But he really wanted to amass a huge following.
Yeah.
I guess it never really happened for him.
Yeah, but no one really noticed what he was doing. If someone might have seen this coming, whatever he's been planning this whole time. And in April 2017, at this time, Randy decided that he was going to die. That's it. He's had enough. But he didn't know how yet. He knows that he was going to die, but he didn't know how. Right? He filmed himself flipping coin to decide, his fate. Basically flipping it 3 times.
The coin flip, that was a really That was a really big thing that happened.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And this was actually filmed, and he was actually taking a video of this flips. I think in the video that we watched, it was he flipped it like 3 times, I believe, and it's like 2 out of 3 wins.
Yeah.
But he didn't really say which one is which one is tails, which one's his heads.
I don't know.
He just
Maybe
flipped it and just be done with it. I think at the end it was like 2 heads and 1 tails.
No, it was for sure 2 heads, 2 tails, and then
okay, yeah,
and then
2
a
heads,
final
2 tails,
tiebreaker.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
that's what I meant.
And then he says, which means there's going to be a loss of human life.
Yeah, wow.
At this point, Randy had received a shotgun from his mother. Which is pretty bad.
Well, it's really bad. The mother doesn't have any idea
what
of
this
what's
guy
going on.
is
Yeah,
like going through, or like. Does she though? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true, huh? It's never really said that if she had any idea what's going on.
Well, it was obvious that he had a bad relationship with his father.
Yeah,
like he hated his dad.
Yeah,
so they didn't get along well, and I think that he quoted his father saying he just wanted to do nothing.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's
because like he didn't really want to work either.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. And Randy, he was obsessed with both the shooters from the Columbine shooting. It's like he was obsessed with it, and you can see it in his.
You guys that are listening to us right now, if you decide to search up all of this stuff that we're talking about right now, you will see it clearly being planned on his channel. Really, video per video, he has some kind of a warning sign, right? But nobody noticed it. It really is insane to think about, man. This is all documented.
Yeah, it's true, because he sympathized with them. He felt like they were victimized.
Yeah.
And it's just mind-boggling, because these people did a horrible thing.
Yeah.
He even had a natural selection shirt made, and it was the same shirt worn by the Columbine shooters.
And again, that is one other sign that nobody paid attention to. He said on one of the videos that he bought 3 of those shirts. 3, not 1, but 3.
Wow.
Why do you need 3? Right? Because wow.
Well, I guess it just shows how really obsessed he was with them.
He really was.
How much he idolized them almost.
Yeah.
His connection with the shooters seemed to be what ultimately sealed his fate. Day by day, his delusional plan to attack his workplace soon came to fruition.
Yeah.
And he created a large file of suicide tapes and opened up his thoughts on the world. Over 10 hours of footage was recovered. In summary, he talks about his depression, Ember, as well as his plans with the supermarket as well. On June 1st, 2017, Randy posts a video ranting about how many warning signs there were, how much he hated his father. Yeah. He said that there were so many warning signs.
In that video, actually, where he said he hated his father, also he mentioned that how much he loved him before high school. Yeah. He was saying something along this line. He said that I hate my father so much, but I didn't used to hate him. I used to love that guy. But during high school, I don't know what changed. Like, what did his father do to him? Do you know anything?
Well, from the video that I saw, it's just that his father wanted him to go get a job.
That's
to move
it.
out of the house.
That's it.
He thought that his father thought he was worthless because he wasn't
working,
going to school, he wasn't working.
Yeah.
And he hated his father because of it.
Wow.
That's from what I saw.
Yeah. Which, I mean, dude, any parent would tell you to
get a job.
Get a job if you're not doing anything in the house.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly because they care for you too.
Yeah. Why else do you think they're telling you to get a job? You think that's fun for them? You think they like going to work? Yeah. They don't. They're telling you to go to jobs so that you can take care of yourself. You can't just be relying on your parents the entire time. It's crazy.
I mean, he did talk about how much he hated to actually have to work.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because he was so obsessed with being a filmmaker, but that requires a lot of work.
Yeah, dude, filmmaking, animating, editing the actual footages, that's work.
But I guess at this point, he already decided he was going to die.
Yeah, it's do or die.
There was nothing...
For sure.
Nothing else to it.
For sure.
On June 3rd, 2017, Randy's last video of him speaking directly to the camera. So I think at this point he's like parked outside the supermarket, and he says it's all thanks to Ember, and that also he'll be dead before the end of the week.
Yeah.
The night before he planned his attack, he actually recorded the store. He went inside and recorded it, just walking around with his camera, just analyzing the exit points and just really strategizing his attack.
It really is planned out. So he was almost taking a tour guide or a tour of the crime scene that he is about to be in.
Yeah. And then on June 7, 2017, Randy arrives at his workplace on his night shift. He blocks the rear exit with his car. Around 11:19 p.m., Randy uploads his final video to YouTube, which is a half-animated EGS music video. He didn't really get to finish it because a lot of people bailed on him because he was
during
being
the
such
project,
a jerk, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Then at 12:10 a.m., he shares a series of videos from his Mediafire to his Twitter, and some of these are his suicide tapes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
He then blocks the other exits with wooden pallets and locks the front sliding door.
Shit.
Then he puts on a shirt that said, "It's our time to rise," and arms himself with 2 shotguns. Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. He then proceeds to walk around the store, shooting 3 of his coworkers, all of whom tragically die. He decides to spare one of his coworkers' lives. Now, this is crazy. The CCTV footage that shows Randy standing behind her as she's working and listening to music on her headphones, right? She's completely unaware of the chaos that's happening around her. For some reason, Randy decides to spare her life. He walks off, just turns around and walks off towards the dairy aisle. Crazy. But soon after, Christine, which is the girl, realizes that there's something wrong after removing her headphones and hearing gunshots.
Yeah. Wow.
After that, she sprinted to the staff office, and on the way, she sees her coworkers' bodies.
Damn.
Wow. Straight away, she calls the police. But at this point, it didn't matter, because after reaching the dairy section of the store, Randy had sat down, put the shotgun in his mouth, and ended his own life.
Damn.
Yeah. Police arrived shortly after, and they discovered the bodies of Randy and the 3 victims.
Yeah. Well, now, that's interesting now, because Christine, who was alive, didn't die.
She didn't die.
She was spared.
She was spared. Lucky.
Why?
Well, it must have been by pure chance that he decided to.
Right.
Or maybe because she was a girl.
Now that says something about Randy, though, because the fact that he killed the other 3 and not Christine is kind of like saying that somehow there's a connection between Christine and Randy, if ever there was, right?
Well, maybe she was nice to him.
Right. And also, it seemed like Randy is just really out of control when he did all those, because from the video that I watched for this case, it was that Randy and Christine looked each other in the eyes.
What?
And Randy decided not to shoot her.
They locked eyes.
Yes.
Don't you did Christine just run off after that then?
Yeah, because right when she takes off her headphones, obviously, right, to notice everything, Randy, I think, was like, at the other end of the aisle where she was working, and they actually see each other, and Randy did not, kill her. So why is that? That's really confusing, because now there's 3 people dead, murdered in the store, and Christine luckily survived the fatal shooting.
That's interesting. So the version of the story that you heard was they locked eyes.
Was that they saw each other before Randy goes off himself.
Okay, well,
Which is really interesting, though.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll link both the videos down below if you guys want to see those.
Most definitely, because it really is confusing. Like, I'm glad that she survived, right? But at the same time, it's kind of like, why did she survive? You know? So, yeah, that's really one question right there. So if you guys have any idea, or if we're missing any kind of like information about Christine, let us know in the comments below so that, you know, we figure this out together. Yeah.
Well, all in all, she survived, and she's the one who called the police,
right?
And then starts the investigation. Wyoming District Attorney Jeff Mitchell, he said that I've never actually seen anything like this. It's completely chilling. I have no words. There are no words. It's senseless. He says it's clear Randy Stair was suffering from severe mental illness when he killed 3 of his own coworkers. This has been an ongoing erosion process for him, of him losing a grip on reality and slowly reaching his end, said District Attorney Mitchell. According to a search warrant released Friday, state police say Stair posted at least 17 hours of videos online.
Oh man, that's a long time.
Some of which he talked about his planning the attack and dying. And, you know, the question is, why didn't anybody speak out?
Yeah, they paid no attention to him. Really no attention. Even though he had a bunch of fans, viewers, all that type of stuff. They paid no attention.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like he had people, like, watching his videos.
Yeah. A lot of people. He had a fan base.
He did.
In the beginning of his career.
He was a YouTube partner.
Yeah. So it's crazy how no one in one of those videos or no one of those viewers even, you know, stopped and think for a second, like
wait a minute,
something's
up with this guy. Maybe I should call the police.
Yeah, you know. But even then, the police sometimes really don't pay attention to those like threats, if you may. Some of those, they would say that, oh, he's just looking for his, 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about right now that would happen.
Exactly,
because, like,
right.
of all the...
But we're talking about, like, a couple of years ago where, stuff are pretty still...
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think we can learn from him?
It's, earlier, like I said, like, the mental illness that is undiagnosed really is dangerous, especially to the people around you, because if they have no idea on what's going on inside of your head, they wouldn't know how to deal with you on a certain way, because mental illness is hard. It's hard to deal with. You know, patients would hear voices, they would hear, different types of noises that would just make them act a certain way. They act to those kind of like to those delusions, right? So if he was undiagnosed with mental illness, it's really dangerous for anyone around him, because he's not getting any meds, right? He's not getting any attention that he needs from his peer supports, and he's also releasing content. So what does that tell you? He's fine, right? That tells you that he's just okay and he's doing whatever he does and this is just what he likes and he's good.
Well,
it'd be a different story if you knew that he was sick mentally, right?
Yeah.
Because then I would watch his video knowing that he's mentally ill, right? And that would give me another insight of, okay, this is wrong, right? But if I know that you're just some regular person releasing content that you've been doing since day one, I'm not going to know anything about it.
Right. Okay.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you see some warning signs, you better act on it fast. Because that's what happened here. Yeah. Nobody saw the warning signs and it just went away.
I agree. I mean, I believe that although he was clearly delusional,
right,
he was aware of what he was doing.
He was. You know, he really was.
He knew the consequences of his actions,
right?
And how it would affect other people.
Yeah.
He planned and schemed for weeks.
Yeah,
for weeks,
for sure.
And in his videos, he's like rationalizing what he's doing.
Yeah,
you know,
he's explaining how he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I mean? He had details on it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
This case. Yeah. He was delusional. Yeah. He was psychotic, and he was definitely narcissistic.
Yeah. Most definitely, like the mental illness, I wouldn't even, use it as a defense mechanism for him, because being mentally ill doesn't mean you get to be an asshole. Mm-hmm. Right? That's just how it is, man.
I agree. I agree with that.
It's crazy how some people just let go of themselves and think that, oh yeah, this is me and this is how I'm gonna act. So it's not a reason for you to be an asshole. So
yeah. I mean, ultimately, though, this is probably a case of unrecognized and untreated mental illness.
For sure.
So, we can learn that mental illness is a serious issue that should be taken very, very seriously.
Very seriously.
So if you or, anyone who's suffering, we encourage you to please seek help, and for your sake and for those who love you.
Yeah, and it is really no shame on you guys, because this is really serious, and if you don't treat it properly, you could hurt yourself and the people around you. So just make sure that you get the peer support that you need, especially if you're going through stuff like this.
Yeah.
Make sure you have the right supports as well.
Absolutely.
It's the big stuff. Big stuff.
At this point, we'd like to honor the 3 victims of the Eaton Township Wise Market shooting.
Yes.
First, we have Victoria Brong. She was aged 25, and she was an assistant manager. Mm-hmm. She was known to be a caring and loving individual. Her friends say she loved helping people, and she left behind a son and his father. Oh. Next, we have Brian Hayes. He was 47 years old. He was a night shift supervisor, and he was a U.S. Navy veteran. Mm-hmm. He was a loving father and husband. And last but not least, we have Terry Lee Sterling, age 63, a night stock worker, described as an all-around great guy, left behind a son, brother, and 2 grandchildren. So,
yeah, our condolences really goes out to the family of the victims. Unfortunately, it's a very, very sad times. I'm pretty sure they're still going through stuff even today. So yeah, really, our condolences to you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
their souls rest in peace. It would take a long time for the friends and the family to heal, but fortunately, the Wise Supermarket was able to reopen just 1 month later. So,
yes, sir.
That was the case of the incredible Randy Stair.
And if you guys liked today's episode, let us know what you thought in the comments below. Also, leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you guys get the notification whenever we do upload videos.
Yep.
Once again, my name is Jan, and welcome to the Night Parade.
And my name is Glenn. That's right. Welcome to the Night Parade.